Hello and welcome to Furious 15, an opinion podcast where I, Devin Schwartz, discuss things I see in the world that piss me off. This week, I'd like to talk to you about Facebook and all the dumb shits that come with it. Social media should be a place where people can come together to celebrate their commonalities, communicate with individuals from another land, and generally make the world a smaller place. But that's not how this shit works. Instead, Facebook has become a cesspool of derogatory claims, false facts, and your Aunt Carolyn trying to Google things by typing them into her status. The monumental fucking failure that Facebook has become depresses me every time I log on. During the Trump election, I unfriended maybe 30 people for things they posted and comments they made. Everything from support for Trump to incredibly misleaded denials of his chances of winning. Stupidity flowed free at that time. Recently, with the events in Charlottesville, the cycle has begun anew. Some might say that unfriending people for their political views and opinions is unfair, that friendship should transcend political opinions, and to that I say, bull fucking shit. I have plenty of friends that are anti-gun control, even though I support it. I have friends that are pro-life, despite my pro-choice position. I have Republican friends. I have anarchist friends. These people believe things that I do not believe, but none of them feel that any human in the United States is illegal. They do not believe that a person deserves to be killed for the color of their skin, let alone treated differently. They do not believe women are paid fairly, and they do not believe that this fucking man-child is a fit president for our great nation. Those are the opinions that matter. Support of murder or racism, or apathy towards the actions of individuals that do, is a deal breaker, and should be for any person with half a fucking brain. So please, I beg you, unfriend these people who would see U.S. citizens treated like war criminals. Cut them from your life. Publicly chastise them for their hateful speech and actions, for weeding these people out is the only chance we have of forcing them to change their ideals. Now I'd like to introduce, once again, my friend and co-editor-in-chief of the Oakleaf, James Wyatt, and another close friend of mine, Catherine Ramirez, for their views on this matter. You guys introduce yourselves?
Hi, I'm Kat.
Hey, I'm James.
All right, to start, what is the most ridiculous thing you guys have seen on Facebook? Anything come to mind?
Just the absolute stupid stuff on a day-to-day basis.
Just constantly.
Just like really false information. It just like blatantly false information. You know, like it's really like easy to check to see that it is like an absolute lie or just false or half-truth, whatever it is.
I think it was this argument about baby daddies or something. There was like at least 70 comments on it.
Oh my god.
About what? This
girl was like saying something about how her stupid baby daddy was and all this stuff. I don't know. It seemed popular from the comments.
My thing is, a lot of the times I'll go down and like usually it's not big things, but I'll just see like just stupid videos and articles and stuff, and I'll just go on Snopes and just link the Snopes article that disproves it. Like there was this one about a what was it? It was like a truck that like flipped over, like I don't even know, it was some crazy like stunt that this truck pulled, and it was like, they're amazing, it's a miracle that they're alive, blah blah blah. And I was just like, you just go on Snopes, like type in the name of the story, boom, it's right there, it's fake. And or like there was a video I saw of somebody like getting a free trampoline during the hurricane because it like blew into their backyard, but you watch and the wind is going the opposite direction the trampoline's coming in on, so it's just a video played in reverse of someone losing their trampoline, and they're like, oh, we got a free trampoline, but no, you lost your trampoline. It's like those aren't important things, but it's just like those dumb stories that it's like everyone gets all worked up over, and I'm like, it's not real, people.
Yeah, I saw this thing that the sun was gonna be like giving off this gas, and then it was going to change the weather, and then the sun was going to appear blue for like the whole month of November. I literally legit believed that stuff for like at least 20 minutes until like I checked on Google, and I was like, is this really happening? And it wasn't.
Yeah, all the time. Like my mom will text me and she'll be like, I read something on Facebook, it said that like solar waves are causing phones to heat up and melt through people's pants, and I'm like, Mom, if that was happening, it would be on every channel, on every TV in the world. Like, if people's pants were melting because their cell phones were lighting on fire, like, all over the world, it would be a bigger deal than just some random post on Facebook. You gotta understand, there's a bigger context for things like that.
I don't honestly even really use Facebook.
Yeah, I mean...
I really, like, I don't. I haven't posted something in so long, and, like, I don't I just don't go on there. I don't really care.
Like, I just feel like his credibility for this topic just went out the window.
I mean, no. I feel like he's credible because he has a problem with Facebook, and that's why he doesn't use it. He doesn't use it because he doesn't like it, and that's good.
I mean, what's the point? Like, I don't care to talk to most of these people outside of school or like work or whatever. Like, I don't need to become your friend on Facebook to make it like official. Like, remember like when Facebook first came out and like that was what you did. Like, the second you met someone, you're like, oh, I'm gonna be their Facebook friend. Like, how stupid and annoying. Like, don't you think in retrospect?
Now it's like, now it's like creepy almost. It's become like a thing where I'll meet somebody and I'll be like, I can't immediately look them up on Facebook. I gotta wait like 2 weeks and then be like, oh, I found you on Facebook. Here, let me add you. But like, you meet someone and you add them that night. That used to be normal. Now that's creepy. Like, now you're like stalked them. You found them on Facebook.
Well, that's like these people that I befriended like years ago after knowing them probably like a culmination of like 3 nights. I actually know their life story now for like the last 3 years, and so like I like randomly know these people that I don't know.
And isn't that weird? Facts about their lives.
Yeah. It's not right.
Next question. Moving on. We're getting sidetracked. Do you feel that Facebook itself, the organization, has a responsibility to crack down on posts that are hateful or like, extreme? Do you think it's within their right to block those posts? I mean, because they are a business. Like, free speech doesn't fall under their umbrella because they're a business. They're allowed to choose who gets to be in their, like, a part of their business. They're allowed to kick people off for whatever reason they want. So do you think that they should be cracking down on these hateful posts more?
I think they should lock it down. Like, honestly, like, you usually get some warnings, maybe, and then, like, you boot it out. I don't know. I
mean, I think the closest thing I've seen to that is they have, like, you can add trigger warnings and, like, blur, like, you can blur pictures until someone
like
clicks.
Egregious, like, or, like, just the things that people have said are just, like, are you, like, it's overtly racist, like.
Honestly, I'd rather them crack down on just, like, false information or
fake
just
news.
Or just clickbait articles. Like, that's, like, to me is a larger, honestly, issue, because it's not just something that people who are far right or racist or sexist or whatever, it's not just them that are being affected by false news. It's everyone who is going on Facebook, getting news from their friends and everything. They're also getting affected in sharing these articles that are false or half-truths or clickbait articles and stuff, and sharing it with their friends.
There's a really great Facebook page that I'd like to plug real quick. It's called Stop Clickbait. It's my favorite page on Facebook because literally what they do is they just take screen caps of clickbait articles. They don't even give a link, so like they're not even physically giving a link. They just screen cap them, and then they just explain what the answer, because they're always questions. Every clickbait title is always a question, so they just put the answer, and it's the most the greatest deadpan humor, because there was one I saw recently that was like, scientists finally figured out why your dog follows you into the bathroom and you won't believe it, and the literal, it was because they want to be with you. And it's just the best deadpan humor. It's just like, it's that. It's like, or it's one was like, you won't believe how many years this person spent in their basement. It's like 6. It's like these just dumb articles that are just insipid, and they just explain them, and it's great. So yeah, you should follow that page. It's one good thing on Facebook is Stop Clickbait. Next question. Do you think that overall social media is an inherently good thing, or does it give a platform to people with hate in their hearts?
Well, it gives a platform for anyone, so that's gonna be good and bad. I mean, it's just a platform, and I think that's what a lot of people, we put a lot of the blame on, like, I mean, we kind of are right now on Facebook, on social media for what we're seeing, when in reality, it's the people behind the keyboards, saying this shit that we're really aggravated about, because we hear them, we see them. I mean, we don't see them, but we see their posts, we see what they think and whatever on Facebook, and that's what we get aggravated about, or what we think is stupid.
Do you think that it's predominantly hate groups that are using it, or do you think we only pay attention when it's hate groups using it? When it's like, is it an equal amount, promoting love and promoting hate, and we just pay attention to the hate, or is there way more hate groups that are using this as a platform?
I mean, statistically, there's more people are not in a hate group than there are people in hate groups. So more people are not those white supremacists, that we talk about. Like, that's awful that it exists, but most of the, people do not identify as that or aren't that.
Yeah, but also, like, I have no reason to go on social media and say black people are great. Black people are equal to white people. I have no reason to say that, but a white supremacist does have a reason to go on Facebook and say, well, black people are terrible, they are lesser than us. Like, you know, it's like a reasoning thing where it's like we're not instinctually programmed to promote love, whereas we are to promote hate or promote things we don't like. You know, it's like we like to shout about things we don't like. Like this whole podcast is shouting about things we don't like. So it's like we are more motivated to do that than shout about things we do like.
Well, I think it's interesting for like Charlottesville. Those people probably all communicated all on, you know, social media, and then I was like, okay, we're gonna meet in person, and like their hate was seen in person, and it's like obviously it's like way more powerful than just like online and just words. So
yeah.
And I don't know, I was just kind of thinking about that because it's like
Facebook.
Facebook is like a great way to connect and like to talk to all these people, but I mean, I guess it's gonna be like that with everything though. There's like a good side, bad side, so I mean, take it out, it is.
My issue with Facebook is their algorithms that kind of intentionally either show you things that either like opinions and stuff that you already agree on or with, so you don't get to see the other side at all, or they show you like in their comments. I was reading about how like the most reacted comment will be at the top, and sometimes there'll be like trolls who have these really hateful comments. So you go in comments for I don't know, like a link to an article, and you'll be like, wow, everyone's just super like negative and shitty and stupid, because you'll see the first comments just being these really like hateful comments, when in reality that's only being shown because they got a lot of reaction from a lot of people.
Yeah, and then
so that's my issue with Facebook.
And seeing those extreme comments then promotes you to comment, which is what Facebook wants. They want to promote you to
use it.
Yeah, so if you think that everyone hates that article and you like it, you're going to go on and comment that you like it, even though a lot of people might agree with you. You're only seeing the hate because they want people to interact. So, I mean, yeah, that's part of it. I mean, I don't know how insidious that is, or if it's just based on, like hate gets more reactions, and their algorithm just says to put more reactions up, which makes sense. Like, you want the comments that are most liked, preferably, to go to the top, but now there's other comments, like the anger and everything like that, where it's like, now it could go up. So that kind of is a double-edged sword there. But.
Well, it's just giving, we're, like, prioritizing trolls. We're, like, giving them even a higher pedestal already, like, in Facebook. So I think that's the issue.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever, like, talk to a troll
I think it's a
commented back.
Paradox.
Have you guys ever like comment back?
Fought with a troll? I mean, not really. I mean, that's kind of the what's the word? The rhetoric is that you don't feed the troll. Yeah. So it's like that's what it is. So if you disagree with him, you're just feeding him.
Well, it's hard, you know.
Well, yeah, that's their whole point is the whole point is.
I also have like commented on like people's Instagram, and like it was, you know, a little hateful, but it was like within reason. I felt like it wasn't like anything saying crazy hateful things. I don't know. That's showing.
People also like to call out trolls when they just disagree with you. When there is a stark difference between someone who is angry about something and someone who's a troll. Whereas someone who's a troll recognizes the least common opinion and then, you know, spouts it. That's the whole point. They target the thing that they know people will like disagree with the most, and that's what they spout. It's not just blatant disagreement.
How do we know that they're like consciously being aware of, I'm gonna say this just to provoke people, versus I'm saying this because I actually genuinely believe this?
I think it's how they react when you feed them, quote unquote. It's like it has to do with that like they're not a troll when they say that Trump is a god, but as soon as you say no he isn't, and they go haha, you're probably a 5-year-old or something like that, you know, it's like those dumb comments that are just meant to belittle you. That's when you know it's a troll, definitely. It's like that's the tipping point. Moving on, we're running out of time here.
Plus you gotta tell them what you're gonna talk about next week.
Yeah, that's true. So let's go. Final question. What advantages does social media have over more ancient forms of communication, and what disadvantages are there?
It's quick. But it makes everyone super vain, and like everything is about these people's lives, and everything they do has to be post-worthy. Yeah. So like everything they do, I gotta post this. But then if you're someone who doesn't do something different every day, then it's like you have stuff that's not post-worthy, and you see all these other people are posting stuff every day. You're like, oh my god, my life sucks because I'm not doing all these things. But it's like I don't know. It creates an expectation for people's lives, and I don't think everyone's the same. So
yeah. It reminds me of the episode of Black Mirror where it's a world where everyone's rating things with stars, and like you dare not post a picture or anything if it's not going to get 5 stars, because then your average stars goes down, and that's like your entire social standing. So really, I mean, that is to a much lesser extent what our society is. It's like we don't want to share anything about ourselves unless we think people will react positively or even just react, period.
But we're seeking, just constantly, we're seeking people's feedback, like, and it's like,
yeah, people don't do things for themselves anymore. They do them for their fans, or whatever. Yeah,
followers. Yeah.
Right, I mean, not everyone though.
Yeah, not everyone. Yeah, but it is like that's the culture.
But people get caught up in that.
Yeah. All right, we're all running out of time. Next week.
Media.
What?
Let's talk about the media.
Yes, the media, the faceless boogeyman behind all the world's problems. We'll be discussing that next week. Join us.